We're in the Jazz District where it lives. Farmer Mike live at Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm. That's my video screen. In this video, I'm talking about how you can make your own worm farm using a 5-gallon bucket. And it's a great video. It's on our channel, Ophelia's Blue Vine on YouTube. We have over over 200 videos on our YouTube channel. And I'm here outside Ophelia's, right down there is where Bebop was born, in the Jazz District. It's snowy, it's cold, we're putting in the work because we have a commitment in order to get out. And that was my grandmother. Her name was Ophelia. I named the urban farm after her. We're on 24th and Vine in Kansas City. Dangerously cold. We have not been above zero for 47 hours. 47 hours we haven't been above zero. So far we've broken 3 records, 3 record cold temperatures in a row. It dipped to -16 this morning, -16 degrees this morning, smashing the old record of -10 in 1979. We're on the verge of a 4th in a row. The record low for today is -13, actually for tomorrow, and that was set in 1977. And the record high is 1 degree, and was also set in 1977. So we have an order to get out. It's cold. I had to check on things inside. And this is some beer from Vine Street Brewery, the first African-American brewery in the state of Missouri. I partnered with them. Hey! Yeah, I'm doing it live on Ophelia's. I'm doing it on Facebook Live. Have you shopped with us before? Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. So, that's someone who loves what we're doing, because what we've done here is inspirational. And we're changing the game. We're putting African American representation in the grocery stores. And so we are the Aunt Jemimas of our time. Real quick, I want to show you. So I got this on Friday from the first African American brewery. You know, we partnered with them. Go check out our YouTube videos, and you can see how we take their spent grain from when they make their alcohol. We take their fermented grain and we use it to heat our stove. And so this was in one of the coolers. Look at that. I didn't even get a chance to open it. It got so cold. It got so cold. And I'm actually gonna go inside and warm my hands up where it's more toasty. But today, real quick, I just wanted to talk to you because it's the holiday of Martin Luther King, and I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about what that means. And of course, Martin Luther King, he had a dream. He didn't live to see really that dream come to fruition like he would have liked. But he paved the way. He paved the way, and for us. I'm trying to open up this furnace. So I'm trying to open up this furnace here so I can show you. So we're on a holiday. Martin Luther King, he paved the way, and oh, that's better. So I'm gonna flip it around. Yes. So now I can warm my hands up. Oh, and it's so toasty. And so if you want to know how you can do this too, how you can create a system that's off grid, go to our YouTube channel, Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm, and I'm just warming up my hands. And so this is a mixture of wood pellets and corn and grain from the brewery that we're burning right now. This whole system, I can show you how to do it. It's developed to be an off-grid system. The only thing that would require electricity on this particular system is a blower fan, which actually warms up the heat exchanger and blows the hot air out, and that can be ran off a solar panel. So what exactly does that mean, Farmer Mike? Well, that means that you don't have to be dependent on the gas company or the electric company, because there's an energy crisis going on right now, and the grid can't support all of the people who are using electricity and the gas. So we haven't strengthened our grid, and so it's a huge problem. And we haven't really scratched the surface of how that's going to affect us, but it will affect us. And I'll let you know how I know that, because I have a Nest, and the Nest thermostat is a smart learning thermostat, and it's in a program that allows you to get a percentage back from the electricity company, and they keep going and turning our heat way down. Every time we turn it back down. I need to go. I haven't read up on how to go in there and change that. And I got up in the middle of the night and looked at it, and it was like in the 60s, So they are they're protecting the grid is on verge of collapsing. I guarantee it. We haven't put the money into the critical infrastructure. And so you really need to develop systems like here at Ophelia's. Now, we do have electric heaters in the back, and we do have propane in the back. That's redundancy. But just know that that is coming. And so if you can develop off-grid systems like this, or at least take a little bit of control back to self-sufficiency, then you're going to feel so much better. And we really don't want to put the electric company in we don't want to give them that much power. We want to take the power back, and because they're going to shut it off regardless if you pay your bill or not. If the system's on the verge of collapse, they're going to flip the switch. If we had chickens in here, all the chickens would die. If we had produce in here, all the food would die. If you had a person dependent upon oxygen or things like that, they would be in trouble. People have frozen to death in cities because they didn't have the electricity. And so we'll do some master classes for free. We have over 200 videos that talk about this on our YouTube channel, Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm. So like and subscribe. Real quick, because we have a big order to get out, and I probably won't be done until maybe 12 o'clock. I'll come back on. When I finish that, I'll do another live. But just to think about the significance of today, Martin Luther King, and everything that Martin Luther King's done, everything that he stood for. When you talk about pioneers, when you talk about people like Moses, who was in the desert for 40 years because he had a vision. 40 years he was in the desert. Didn't even get a chance to go into the promised land. But he paved the way, like Martin Luther King. They paved the way. They're pioneers. And so I hope what we're doing at Ophelia's inspires you. What we want to do is basically inspire other people, and we want to show them that it can be done, okay? And we have it easy compared to Martin Luther King, compared to everyone else that came before us. We had it easy. And so when it's -16 or whatever it is, and I was just so inspired when I watched Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs, and they got out there and they played in this cold. Now, can they get with us as far as cold? No, they can't, because they had on gloves and they had on heaters and stuff like that, But they were living in their dream. They were living in their passion, and that's inspirational. That's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted it. They wanted to win that bad. And so when you talk about Ophelia's, and we talk about why I'm down here, on 18th and Vine when I first came to Kansas City, and I fell in love with the Blue Room. And just right down the street, behind me, just right down there, was where Bebop was born. And there was no investment in this area, and now multi-millions and millions of dollars are going. But back then, there was no investment in this area. And I said, like Emmanuel Cleaver, I said, I can see the vision. You know, it's a diamond in the rough. It's a diamond. And this has so much history behind it. All the jazz greats. We can stay right here on the sidewalk, and we can see. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see. Right down there, you can see 70 Highway. And it's sad because over here was a Texarkana. There was movie theaters. You can go to the downtown library, and Sonny Gibson and some other historians have written books, and you can look at old pictures, the grocery stores, the Black excellence. You could talk to people who are still around, who are here, and you can see that what Vine represented was amazing. It was Black excellence, you know. And although there's not a lot of stuff here, the history is still here. And so the history is important, you know. We have to learn from our history. If we don't learn from our history, then we're doomed to repeat it. Again, I want to go back to the Chiefs because they're living in a dream and they're living in their passion. And that's the most important thing I think a person can do in their life, you know, because when you're living in your dream and your passion, then nothing else matters. It can be -16 and you don't feel it, you know. And in moments like this, you know, it tests your passion, it tests the soul. It's very hard. It's going to be very hard to get this order out, you know, but we'll get it out because we have a commitment and we love what we do. And but there are a couple of times in your life that you'll be tested. Now, for me, I know it's going to work out because this was just an empty lot, and God told me to do this and to build this, and He's been with me all along the way. And we've done some amazing things, and we just scratched the surface of how far that we're gonna take it. But if you can do anything, if you've ever wanted to do, you should do it. And living your dream and living your passion, and then just know that it's not necessarily about having a whole lot of money. You know, it's not. I didn't start this Ophelia's with $1 million loan. You know, we just took a little bit, put a little bit aside, every job, every paycheck, and got everything done, got everything paid off, and we didn't carry any loans, but it can be done. You know, what does it take? It takes passion. It takes hard work. It takes doing stuff, being out here when it's cold and you don't want to do it, but it can be done. And a lot of people ask me, well, how did you do this? Did you go to school? And no, I didn't go to school. The misconception is that for anything that you want to do, you have to go to school. But now with digital technology, you don't have to do that. You know, you can go on YouTube, you can find videos, you can go to the library, you can get articles, and you can read and you can learn it yourself. And people are amazed. They're like, well, how did you learn this? Well, I talked to some really smart people. Here's a guy who buys watermelons from me. Hey! I'm surprised he doesn't stop and say, hey, Mike, you got some watermelons in there? We're going to do a bunch of watermelons in Edwardsville. But, yeah, I just love it here. I've lost my train of thought. So I'm going to get this live. I got this order to get out. But I hope this inspires you. Again, you don't have to go to school. I didn't go to school for this. So if you're passionate about it, you can fail. You can fail your way to greatness. And that's what we've done. We failed over many years. I think it takes about 10,000 hours to be an expert in any field. And so for me personally, I did 10,000 in video production. And now I can teach that without really even thinking about it. And then when I got off work, I came down to Ophelia's, and I worked every day for 7 years, and that's how I got 10,000 in here without having to go to school in any programs. Talking to people, researching, being passionate, finding a way, but failing your way to greatness is the key. Anything you can do, just stay hyper focused, super focused on that one thing, and go all the way forward. And that's really all it takes. So I hope that helped. I just want to get that off my chest again. It's MLK holiday. What a pioneer. We need more Martin Luther King Jr.'s in this world, because this world is getting to be a very corrupt place, and there's a lot of trickery going on, especially when it comes to food. But if you know me, you watch the videos, you know that growing your own food is like printing your own money. I'll show you how to do it for free. Don't ask for anything in return. You can watch the video. That is knowledge when I leave here that I won't take with me. It is my gift to you and my gift to the world. It's incredible. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. It is talking about king and freedom. True freedom is being self-sufficient. That's true freedom. And I'll see you in the next video.